The following is a live presentation of CBC Sports.
Tonight, no blinking allowed. For many, a one-game winner-take-all affair would be an exciting opportunity, but for the Canadians, it's just another ultimatum. They will feel rejection or relief, but not ecstasy. That kind of joy belongs to rare or original moments, and for the Canadians, this is neither. It's a scene they have seen before. That's why the vacant looks at a grander vision. That's why big stairs and giant steps. An individual focus on a nationwide picture. Tonight, millions will watch, hoping to see their players through. It's Canada versus Sweden semifinal action from Philadelphia. So who do you look to? The world's been divided in half. 4 teams are now alive. Those which finish 4th and 3rd get $100,000. Second place, $200,000. The winner, $300,000. It's not about the pay now. It's about pride. And tonight, one of the semifinals, Team Canada, Team Sweden. Last time these two collided in a major international meet, this was Peter Forsberg with a chance to put Sweden ahead in the shootout at the Olympic Games of Norway. And one of the prettiest moves you'll ever see. Poor Corey Hirsch, sorry Grapes, didn't mean to do that, but a great goal by Forsberg. Canada had a chance to tie it up, but Tommy Salo, who will get the start for Sweden in goal tonight, came up with a big save, and Sweden defeated Canada. That moment immortalized on a postage stamp as Canada had to take its licks. Good evening, Ron McLean with Don Cherry. I'm sure you're really torn choosing a team tonight.
Well, I'm sure Corey of the Vancouver campus really does that to encourage us. Look, we got Shakespeare on the opening. That's been our problem here. Let's play old-time hockey. Let's spill some blood. Let's play Canadian hockey and get going. We can't go out in these games like we're doing, playing European hockey. Throw it in there. I'm going to talk about throwing it in the coach's corner. Get in there, take the body, and get going. We're not playing. Eric, bang, bang.
You know they'll bang a little in the first 10 minutes, Canada. No Alf Samuelsson, no Thomas Sandstrom tonight, so the Swedes may not be. Michael Renberg would have been a big presence, so can they handle that? They're going to sit back a bit, I'm sure.
Well, what they're going to do, they're going to put one guy in, play back. You know that you paint dry. You watch it the other night. Last night was not watching paint dry those two teams. We got to force them. Unfortunately, we don't play that way. It's like a boxer, you know. Two guys on defense. We got to go at them. Get the puck in deep. Get in there, and I'm going to start hitting them. We got to start playing old-time hockey here. Get back to what made us great. Never mind this pussyfooting around.
I did think the Russians looked good last night, but Finland wasn't much.
They might be sandbagging. Listen, you know the Russians are pretty smart. Might be sandbagging. All of a sudden they're coming on. You know, when did they do that in '87? I think it was.
Big story tonight is Mark Messier. Let's have a look at him in the warm-up. He will go this evening. Mark Messier is dressed and in uniform for Canada. The other big news along with Mark is Eric Lindros. He'll play on the wing with Joe Sakic. Sakic and Forsberg, that's a matchup Glenn Sather wants, although he doesn't have last change.
Well, Forsberg won't be worried about Sakic. He'll be worried about Eric. I like that, putting Eric on the wing, because it takes a lot of responsibility off him. Now I can go out and do Eric with him. I hear he's getting ripped in the papers and everything. Like all Glenn says and I say, he just needs one goal, then look out for Eric.
Can't criticize him for trying too hard, that's for sure. What's your score?
5-3, Canada will win 5-3 in the open net.
Okay, well, let's get the other coach's perspective. Kent Forsberg, head coach of Team Sweden. Glenn Sather, of course, running Team Canada. Here's what the two said about the significance of their approach tonight.
Maybe that's the most important game after the Olympic Games in Lillehammer. Because we have World Championship every year, but the World Cup it's for each 4 years, I hope, but it's an important game for us.
Well, we went over their lineup individually. We went over their team plan. We went over what we think will be their game plan, how they're going to play against us. But primarily went through each individual on their team, and guys on our team that have played with some of these guys, have played with them, talked about them. And it's funny, in that meeting, Andy Murray was pretty wound up. He was the guy that was ready to play him. I think he's had a lot of grief from the Swedes over the years, so he's very keen to beat them.
There's a man who's been through a few of these wars. Mark Messier in uniform for the Canadians this evening. Mr. and Mrs. Fleury flew in for the game, and they rarely do that. They wanted to say hi to Irene and Wilford back in Oxbow. All of Canada tuned in to see semifinal action. Those with the Maple Leaf for the first time in white against Sweden in blue when we come back to the Core State Center in Philadelphia, PA on the World Cup of Hockey on CBC.
The World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Molson Canadian. By Canadian Tire. The greatest moments in hockey brought to you by Canadian Tire. By Chrysler Canada. At Chrysler, we're not just building cars, we're building Canada. And by AT&T Canada.
Canada and Sweden in a game that will see the winner go to the final for the World Cup against either Russia or the U.S. Good evening, everybody. This is Bob Cole with Harry Neal in the booth at the Core State Center in Philadelphia. And we're getting ready for this showdown between Canada and Sweden. First, the anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing. The national anthem of Sweden.
The goaltenders for tonight's game. Tommy Salo, a bit of a surprise maybe here. The starting goaltender for Sweden. Soderstrom was outstanding in the preliminary round in Europe, but he's the backup tonight. Well, this is no surprise. Curtis Joseph has won all 3 games he's played. Goals against 2 and a .912 save percentage. There's Salo at the other end getting set. Garpenlov, number 29, Bergqvist, 18. They gather round. Dahlin is there. Nordstrom, 14. This is a big game. I don't have to remind you of that. Canada and Sweden. And Harry, I don't know about you, but finally you get that feeling of a world championship here in Philadelphia tonight.
Yes, there's no question about that. And Team Canada, I think for the first time in the last 3 games anyway, are wired for this one.
Mark Fawcett is the referee. You saw him a moment ago. Ray Scapinello and Dan Shackey will work the lines. And starting up front for Canada will be Sakic, Lindros, and Shanahan. Eric Desjardins and Scott Stevens, the starting defenseman. Sundstrom, Mikael Andersson and the red-hot Mats Sundin, who leads all scorers in the tournament, number 13 for Sweden. Tommy Albolin and Kalle Johansson, the captain of the Swedish team, and Johansson is upended but out to center. Sundström is coming down there with Mikael Andersson. He poked it in back of the net. There is Sundin trying to slip it out front. He ran into some difficulty, and Stevens goes after it. Sakic gets it out, and Lindros has a little bit of room to get in there. Lindros is cutting along the boards and coming out front. He can't control it. And to hook it away with his skate. Now he's checked, fights off the first check, but falls, and Sundström gets the puck ahead. Stevens will slam it back in, and that's the sign for Canada to make changes. Back is Kalle Johansson. Ran into forechecking right off the bat, but Sweden pick it up and get it out to center ice. Alfredsson comes in with the first shot on goal. Stopped by Joseph. Alfredsson lost it to Messier. Down the wing he goes. Cutting for the net on the backhand. Scooped it up high, and Salo made the glove save. And a good start to this one. This is Rob Blake back in the lineup tonight. He hit Graves down on the line. He shot it in back of the net, and Salo is out to clear it, but right onto the Canadian stick. It is Messier rolling it in there. Messier gets ready to pick it up again, and does. He centered it. Sweden covers up in front, and Daniel Alfredsson clears the zone. Sweden trying to change. Lemieux on the ice. Head to Messier. Messier takes a bump and gives one back. He and Bergqvist bump together. A shot back to the Canadian zone. Adam Foote backing up, number 52. Rolled it ahead. Tom Foose got away with that pass through the middle and backhanded in. Gretzky on for his first shift. Gretzky is in the corner, hoping the puck will get into him, but it got by Adam Foote down the ice. And he bumped with Fredrik Nielsen. Canada moving up. 2:15 gone already in a swift moving first period. Sweden back to break it up. Not cleared though. Gretzky set it up. Now the pass back to the line, and that was tipped away. Yulin nearly got going for it. No bumping yet. We suspected Canada anyway would come out hitting, but it's been a fair pace to start the game. We played just about 3 minutes. No score. In comes Fleury. Shot. Deflected off Kalle Johansson and high on the glass. Nylander gets the puck ahead. A break for Yulin. Can he get in? No. Yulin thought he had a break. But a fine defensive play.
The ability to recover. It's a talent not all defensemen have.
Yzerman dumped one through the crease. Lindros in there battling again. Trying to hook it away for Brind'Amour. Lindros along the boards, and Blake is pitching in. There's a hard hit on Patrick Yulin. He really floored him. 3 minutes, 37 seconds into the first, no score.
Rob Blake pinching down the boards, really shakes up the Swedish player Yulin right here. Yulin, give him credit, he chipped it out, but he took a hit in doing it. And a giveaway by Eric Desjardins right here, and Theoren Fleury roars back and makes a great defensive play when it looked like the Swede was going to walk in all alone.
Canada wins the draw inside that Swedish line. Into the corner, Big Lindros again looking for it. Sakic couldn't come up with it. Sundström cleared it up to center for Sweden. Andersson coming in, gets his second chance and put it in the crease area. Sweden attacking now, but Blake is hitting furiously now for Canada. Nailed his man again along the board, centering pass to Sundin. Look out! His shot blocked, and Lindros in a hurry had to scoop it away, and it went high over the glass. In behind Team Canada's bench.
Well, two brilliant young centers for Sweden, Sundin and Forsberg, are going to be marked men as far as the Canadian team's concerned. And you can see right here, 13 Sundin, He won't get a lot of room to skate, and Shanahan picks him up early and stays with him for the whole rush. Matt Sundin, as you mentioned, Bob, leads the tournament in scoring.
He has 4 goals and 2 assists, 6 points. Fedorov, Hull, and McGillney also have 6 points, but he has the 4 goals and only 3 games.
2 of them game winners.
During the 5-minute mark of the first period, no score in this one yet. Canada coming out. Toffee, through center. Trying to set up Graves at the blue line. It went off his stick and back of Team Sweden's net. Puck is cleared back to center ice. Rolin. Shot by Popovich. He took a bump at the blue line. Had a foot hit his man in the corner. Forsberg is hit. Messier is watching him. Tight quarters. Grabs him. They wrestle a bit. The play goes right on. And Messier gets the puck, and Forsberg is chasing him. A bit of a light two-hander trying to catch Messier. It is centered, and Joseph stopped one. A big save by Joseph. Still no score first period. Just past the 5-minute mark, and Canada will dump it in. Final out of the net. Bergqvist, and he takes a hit. Lemieux hit him. Forsberg made the cross-ice pass. Up near center, Alfredson. In goes Bergqvist. He'll get hit. Desjardins nailed him. And he's slow getting up. Canada coming out hitting now. Gretzky's pass is ahead. Was a good one for Damphousse, who dumps it in. Out of the net, Salo. Stopped by Desjardins. He just couldn't quite hold it in. And Stevens is turning around. No score. Coming up to 6 minutes of the first. Hammered in from center ice by Desjardins. Gretzky has it. To the line, Stevens shot. Gretzky again. Turning back. Stick handling in there, but gave it away inside the line. Trying to set it up for Desjardins. Sweden is away. On a long shift goal. 2 of them were headed off. So not much of a rush that time. Coming back now, Trevor Linden. Getting up over the line. Gretzky put it back on the boards for him. Linden. He's covered. Gretzky comes in to help him. Gretzky pumped. Made the play back to the line. Shot in there at the goal post. Niedermeyer hit the goal post. And Blake fires one in. Sweden break it up and get out. Nylander coming to center. He has to wait for help. Dahlin was no help for him. Fleury comes in. He's checked. Canada with a great surge now and pressing Team Sweden in the early going of this game. This is the best I've seen Canada play so far.
Lots of hits, and almost all of them good, clean, intelligent takeouts. They're sending a message to the Swedish team that you are going to get hit every time you move the puck. And if Canada can continue to play a physical game, stay out of the penalty box, they will cause Sweden some trouble as this game wears on. Niedermeyer takes a nice point shot and rolls one off the post. Canada has been credited with 8 good body checks already, and it's an investment that sometimes doesn't pay off till the latter half of the game. We shall see if that is true tonight.
6 minutes, 46 seconds gone in period 1.
Peter Forsberg and Mark Messier, 2 of the strongest centers in the National Hockey League. Forsberg's balance and ability to take a check are among his great assets, and we all know Mark Messier. He has neutralized a lot of good centers over the years.
Brind'Amour trying to win the faceoff in there, couldn't quite do it. Murray was parked right behind him. Sweden just shot it down the ice. It's cleared over the glass into the crowd.
21 NHLers play on Team Sweden, and there are only 27 in the National Hockey League. The last 2 Calder Trophy winners came from Sweden. Alfredson last year, Forsberg the year before.
Tommy Soderstrom, the goaltender, right there in the end of the Swedish bench.
3 goals against in 3 games. You might be right, whoever you pick as a goalie.
He was very upset this morning. I was talking to him when he was told he wouldn't be starting in this game. He was great overseas. Not on this one. Salo is in for Sweden. Nylander checked, can't center it. Julin, he's checked back of the net. Canada getting the puck out to center ice, cross center ice, and a penalty called in behind the play. I do believe it's against Sweden. First penalty of the game.
Well, he was upset because Paul Coffey gave him a good jolt behind the net. You're going to see it right here. Coffey is not known for the hit. Julin gives him a little comb in the back of the head. Retaliation penalties, I guess, are out tonight in the eyes of Mark Fawcett, the referee.
All right, Canada 6 for 19 in World Cup competition on the power play, and they get their first chance in this hockey game. No score. Coming up to the 8-minute mark of the opening period, and Sweden will bring the puck out of their own zone. Sundstrom is coming up on the line with Sundin. Tried the shot, gets it back again. The backhander. Good save by Joseph. Fine work by Sundin. Lindros, Coffey, Danfus, Sakic, and Gretzky. The power play. It is Lindros leaving it for Wayne Gretzky coming in. Winding up. Shot it off the boards for Sakic. Sakic tried to pass to Danfus. He missed it. Danfus is covered. And Kelly Johansson ripped it down the ice.
Sweden have not allowed a power play goal against in 17 times shorthanded.
Gretzky's cross-ice pass was knocked down. Team Canada will change up on the power play now. 50 seconds left on it. Coffey, dangerous back there with Peter Forsberg watching him. Sakic and Coffey unable to move it up against Mikael Anderson. Now they roll it to center. Sakic made a good move to get by Alfredsson. They can't get in deep. 30 seconds left of the penalty to Sweden. No score. Canada without a shot yet. And they move up one more time. Messier is down the boards for Fleury to Messier. Shot! He missed the far side by a fair bit. And it slides all the way back down the ice, and the penalty is just about over. 5 seconds left. Puck is shot in deep to the corner. Albeline ahead to Bergqvist. Penalty done. Julin on the ice. And Team Sweden weathered the storm that Canada threw at them in the first 8 minutes. See what happens now if they'll pick it up. Joseph the save. Big rebound. It's cleared over the glass. Into the crowd. We are nearing the halfway mark of the first. And no score. Neal, Ron McLean, and Don Cherry at the Coors State Center in Philadelphia. The winner of this one on to the final.
This is the first time the Swedish centermen have experienced the new markings and face-off rule.
Penalty called on the draw. Somebody got an elbow up on somebody, and I got a feeling this one is against Canada. Fawcett is now making the sign, and indeed it is. A Swedish power play coming up as Adam Graves gets called for the elbow.
Right off the face-off, Graves elbowed the Swedish player, Andreas Johansson, right there. Just a little sinus clearer, but he's going to serve 2 minutes or less. The Swedish power play 4 for 18 in the round-robin games, and the Canadian penalty killing an impressive 86.7% success rate.
Canada's power play, they did not get one shot on Tommy Salo.
They had real trouble getting through the neutral zone on any kind of a rush. Some good forechecking by the Swedish penalty killers made it difficult for Canada to get going over the blue line with any kind of speed. Fawcett going over to hurry up Forsberg, who was changing his hockey stick.
Canada has had 2 shots in the game so far, 3 by Sweden. Joseph already has made 2 pretty good saves. Sweden in close. Nicholas Lidstrom with Matt Sundin. up to Peter Forsberg. He stepped across center before taking the pass. Offside.
Well, Steve Yzerman made a right play there in a defensive zone penalty killing situation face-off. As soon as he saw his defenseman get the puck on the left side of the net, he roared and stepped back in the corner on the right side and had a chance to get the puck out of the zone. So anticipation when you kill penalties is part of the big job that has to be done, especially against this Swedish team who's got some real offensive power in this power play.
Canada will have a chance to kill a few seconds by going deep, and it's Scott Stevens. Lots of time to find the opening to get it out and down to the Team Sweden blue line. Now Sweden moving it up. Shot in by Sundstrom. And again Canada with it. And it's cleared by Desjardins. The length of the ice, allowing Canada to change up the penalty killers. A minute 20 left in the power play for Sweden. No score first period, and here they come. Forsberg bumped. Alfredsson trying to go in with Sundin. The backhander is blocked. All the way back to the line, though. Lidstrom beats it off to the boards. Sweden on the outside now will get a chance to set up. It is Lidstrom again. Sundin ripped it right on. Joseph had the angle on that. Another shot, stopped by Joseph. Curtis Joseph has met Sundin's number. 2 big chances for Sweden, and Joseph was there.
Dom Foose tried to ice the puck, and the stick broke between his hands, and it rolled right to the point. And Curtis Joseph looks sharp tonight. Here is a nice cross-ice pass and the one-timer by Matt Sundin from the top of the circle, and then he gets a bonus chance. As you can see, Dom Foose's stick breaks. And here's Curtis Joseph, who has looked sharp early in this hockey game, and Matt Sundin is showing us why he is leading the scoring in this tournament.
Nylander is number 92 for Sweden on this face-off against Sakic of Canada. 55 seconds left in the power play. Sweden, no score. Nylander got it all the way back to the line. Shot off the shoulder of Joseph. He's being peppered now on this power play by Sweden. Again, at the blue line. Johansson. Here's another shot. That's kicked back out and cleared to the line, not out. Johansson again beats it. Joseph down. Garpenlov to the boards, threw it in back of the net. Dahlin up front, and Joseph again makes a big save. Boy, Curtis Joseph has really been tested now by Sweden, and he's keeping them all out.
Well, the best penalty killer is always your goaltender, and the Swedish team can really pass the puck, and they're looking for that one-timer from a player on the wrong wing. And here's a shot from Calle Johansson, who's got way too much time and can walk in way too far, and he stings Joseph with that shot. And then Joseph makes a bit of a fortunate stop here off Ulf Dahlin, who had a shot from about 8 feet out, but he was busy and good. Curtis Joseph.
Nylander won the draw smartly back to the line. Again on the outside, Nordstrom threw it in. Out front again, and Joseph takes another one away from Ulf Dahlin. Great goaltending by Canada's Curtis Joseph.
You can see that the Swedes love to have their wingers play the off wing, as Dahlin did right there. And that gives them a much better angle on the shot. And Ulf Dahlin has had 2 real good shots, this being the second one, and Joseph's made 2 big-time stops on Dahlin. Here's another look. A short little pass through the legs of the defenseman for Canada. And Joseph stopped it with his arm.
From the blue line, Joseph stopped that shot from Nordstrom. 5 seconds left in the power play. Canada, or better said, Joseph has killed it off. Now, Yulin steps up over the line and back up again. Sweden changing. They nearly got caught with too many men on the ice on that play, but they got away with it, clearing the ice quickly. Shallow had to cover up. That one came off the boards out into the crease area with Fleury and causing problems, but he covered it. There is no score in the first period, and here's a big reason why. On that last power play, Curtis Joseph, well, he's made 11 total, but 8 on that power play.
You know, you learn new things about a team when you play them for the first time. Canada now knows no unnecessary penalties.
Niedermeyer tries his shot from the point and doesn't get through the crowd. Niedermeyer got back to cover up. Blake starts this play. Gretzky is up there with Linden getting over the line. Blake gets his shot. Blocked by Salo. Might have been off the net on the short side. But he couldn't take a chance. Gloved it anyway and held it.
With great prices and Canadian Tire money, you won't just save, you'll score. Canadian Tire, everyday low prices made better.
Rob Blake, trailing the rush, took a little drop pass right here and lets a quick shot go. And Salo caught it with ease.
Linden, Domfus, and Gretzky, the line for Canada. Linden went in there to bump his man. Sweden will get it out. Sundin made the play to Sundstrom. Coming up over the line, broken up. Domfus was ahead of the play, but Linden didn't see him in time. Domfus comes back to help now. Crosses center and lifts a high one into the corner. Linden is coming in after his man and kept going, and he hit him. Nilsson, the Sweden, stopped near the center ice red line. And Canada will be called for icing as they shoot it down the ice. And Matthias Nordstrom goes back to touch it.
Well, Nicholas Sundstrom found out cutting across the middle of the rink is a dangerous activity. Rob Blake, with his second big hit of the night, stopped Sundstrom in his tracks right here. Sundstrom's eyeballs were the size of bowling balls at the last second there. And down he goes.
7 minutes, 13 seconds left in the first period. And no score. Shots 11-2 in favor of Sweden.
Well, there's Sundstrom. He's in a little physical trouble on the bench.
Lemieux left his man to come back, and Johansson got the shot away on that play. And again, Curtis Joseph is solid, cutting the angle.
Well, the Swedish doctor is telling Sundstrom he's all right. Sundstrom whispering, "I'm not sure about that, doctor." Those are the kind of hits that really hurt when you stop suddenly, as Sundstrom did, thanks to Rob Blake.
Forsberg, 21 for Sweden. Can't win the draw from Messier. Messier takes the puck back to the net and starts out. Drops it back. Desjardins, he likes to carry it. And it's flipped in deep. Albeline coming back to pin his man. Graves gets loose on the puck though. Graves and Lemieux are in there for Canada. Graves and Garpenlov all over him. Lemieux takes it back to the net, gets it out. And it's dumped over it in front and cleared by Garpenlov. He races to center. Alfredson was open, but the pass was stopped by Lemieux, who then rolled it up there. Graves gave it away. Garpenlov can't get it out. Graves gets his shot as he turned and fired and put it right on. Salo, the stick save easily. 6:20 left of the period. No score. Shanahan up for Canada. And he's down, and there's going to be a penalty to Sweden as Shanahan upended. He was grabbed from behind first and then was knocked down. And another power play for Team Canada coming up.
The Swedish team are quite good at running passive interference to stop the forechecker from getting on the defenseman after the shoot-ins. And he's hooked there, but that's not the penalty. The penalty's coming up right here as Shanahan wants to get to the puck, and Rolin doesn't let him. And Canada will have a power play now, and they did not look very impressive on their last one.
Didn't get a shot.
Team Sweden penalty number 27, Leaf Roland. 2 minutes for high sticking.
And that shot there moments ago by Graves along the ice on the blue line shot was only their third of the period. Sweden has had 12.
Tommy Salo has yet to have to make a big-time stop.
Well, he's facing Team Canada's power play now. Rolling in the box. Canada with a first shot. Off his stick. Wide of the net. Gretzky dumped it off the boards back at the goal for Domfus. And with him is Lindros. To the line it comes. Gretzky is in there, and he tipped it. He tried to set up Lindros on the other side. It got to the netminder, Salo, and he held it.
Well, sometimes when you try and tip a puck, Bob, you get too much of it. And that's exactly what happened to Gretzky. I think it hit the shaft of his stick, not the blade, and it rolled harmlessly to Salo on a point shot right here by Sakic. Sakic saw Gretzky, and you can see that the tip slowed the puck up, and it wouldn't have even made it over the goal line, I don't think.
Lindros, Gretzky, Dom Foose, Coffey, and Sakic. No score, 6 minutes to go in the first period. Lindros won the draw, but the puck rolled back to the line and was cleared out by Nordstrom. Coffey. Dom Foose laid it on the boards, took a hit from Nordstrom. Shook it off and went in after it, and here's a chance at the line for Sakic. Shoots, and it hit the leg in front. Nordstrom standing in front of Sakic. The net. Joseph for Coffey. 1:15 left in the power play, Canada. Lindros takes the pass, takes the shot. That's deflected easily, and it's into the crowd up behind Tommy Salo.
Well, big Eric Lindros, who's been held to 1 assist in this tournament, which is far below his normal rate. I think he's trying to do a little too much, to tell you the truth. It's easy to say to a player, do less better. But really, that is one way of getting out of a slump. And of course, this is a popular spot for Eric. Bobby Clark said it's a good idea to start Eric here in Philadelphia. He seems to play better when he's in the starting 6 players. Canada did that.
Messier won the draw all right, but nobody could stop it at the blue line. And only 1 minute now left in the power play. No score. Canada coming up. Sakic pass got by everybody. Shanahan dumped it on the boards. Messier is in there, and he lost it. And Karpenov will shoot it down the ice for Sweden. 45 seconds left in Team Sweden penalty. Going to send Canada back again. Sakic and Fleury are back there together. Shanahan moving to the left side. And up they come. Shanahan is offside, trying to hang on at the blue line. The pass from Sakic was tipped.
I'm really impressed with the Swedish penalty killing in the neutral zone. Canada has not been able, at least so far in this game when they've had a power play, to get a rush going where they cleanly get it over the blue line with some speed. They're either being angled off by the forechecker or forced to make a long pass that they haven't been able to complete very often.
25 seconds, that's all that remains in the power play for Canada. No score, first period. Rob Blake steps up to center and shoots it in by Linden. He'll have to get in there fast in an effort to pick it up, and he did a pretty good job doing it. Knocked down by Blake at the line. Pushed a pass ahead into the corner. Linden is with it. Linden trying to get it to Gretzky. He's covered. And Sweden will kill off the penalty by getting it out. Rolin is out of the penalty box. Mikhail Anderson trying to bring it in. Got the puck in deep. They were making changes. Linden's pass. Nobody on that side. And that'll be an icing call against Team Canada with 3:51 left in the first period. No score. Another big crowd at the Core State Center in Philadelphia for Canada and Sweden. U.S. and Russia go tomorrow in Ottawa. And the two winners of these weekend games to the World Cup final, starting here in Philadelphia. 2 and 3 if necessary in Montreal. One thing at a time. This one first. Sweden looking for the first goal here. Johansson drives it. That's stopped. Back to the line. They'll get another crack at it. Up it goes. Nylander fired one, and Joseph again took one away from Dahlin. 3 or 4 great chances Dahlin has had in this first period. Joseph has been outstanding for Canada. 3:15 left in the period. And still no score. Calle Johansson. Julien. Nylander, the pass behind him, he didn't see it. And the circle to pick it up, and everybody had to stop at the blue line, and he shot it in. 3 minutes left in the period. Desjardins back for Stevens. Up through center ice. Lemieux poked one in there. Popovich takes it for Sweden. He put it by Lemieux. And 3 Sweden players are on the attack. Johansson coming in. Long shot, hit a stick, went wide. Rolin, the defenseman, pinching in. But Messier was behind the net to leave it there. Coffey weaves his way to center. Lemieux spun around trying to chase it. And Team Canada is offside with 2:30 left in the period.
Against the Swedish team, cross-ice passes, long ones in the neutral zone, are very difficult to complete. They really play a trap system once they know they can't get any forechecking done. Curtis Joseph has taken a hat trick away from Dawn. 3 big stops on the San Jose forward. He was hurt for a big chunk of last year. That, of course, hurt and helped San Jose have a bad season.
Mikael Anderson, Sundstrom, and Sundin for Sweden. Nordstrom trying to shoot it in, and here's Joe Sakic coming up. Quick shot. Got it high and wide. Lindros trying to roll it back. It does get back to Adam Foote. And it went by Lindros and Shanahan. Oh, and Lindros is in there. Hitting Nordstrom hard. Shanahan, they score! Shanahan made the centering pass. And Eric Lindros with a big hit and his first goal.
This is a big goal for Canada, obviously, but a huge goal for Lindros. He starts it all off with a thundering body check, and then Nordstrom lets him go to the net all alone, and he gets a nice little pass. And all the coaches on Team Canada said, if Eric can only get a goal, his confidence will be restored, and we'll see the real Lindros.
Well, everybody in Philadelphia is happy now. On that great play by Lindros. First the hit. A big hit it was. And then getting in position. And the big play from Shanahan. 1-0 Canada.
The assist number 94, Brendan Shanahan. Along with number 20, Joe Sakic.
Joe Sakic also getting an assist on the goal along with Shanahan. Lindros got the goal, 17:59 the time. Canada leads 1-0. Sweden back in offside with 1.5 minutes left in this first period.
Well, not often do you get direct results from a big forechecking hit. But there was a great example. He hurried Nordstrom into making a play he didn't want to make. He thundered him into the glass and then went to the net, and Nordstrom didn't take him. And you can see what happened. A lovely little pass by Shanahan, and Eric Lindros gets his first goal in tournament play.
And Glenn Sather sizing it up as we look at that goal one more time. He gets this line back out very quickly. So he has his sense. There goes Lindros. Didn't see the puck quickly. Fired it behind him. Shanahan has it. Niedermayer was in front of the net. He didn't see him. And Sweden bring it out. Forsberg comes up to center. Stopped. Garpenlov. He's stopped. Forsberg is hit. Alfredson backhands it in. He takes a hit from Rob Blake. Canada's hitting more and more. Forsberg, he'll come back hitting himself, and he threw a decent one in there. There comes Messier flying in there, and Salo had to hurry to get out of the way. 40 seconds left in the period. Sundin comes up on the right side, but the pass goes the other way. Now there's Sundin trying to go in to pick it up. He and Nylander. He's flat. Puck back of the net, centered. Lemieux takes his man in on the boards, and the puck gets out. 25 seconds left in the period. Sundin rattles it back in. Comes off the boards in both corners, and all the way back to the center ice area. 10 seconds left in the period. Sweden shooting it in. And it's Sundin in. Apparently he missed it. And the play goes all the way back down the ice with only 6.8 seconds left in the first period. The shots 14-5 in favor of Sweden. Joseph was great, but Canada has the only goal. Lindros at 17:59 from Sakic and Shanahan.
Well, the first goal against a team like Sweden, who likes to play a 0-0 game at even strength and then beat you on the power play, is a big one for Canada. They now can settle into a game where they don't have to create something in a big hurry. And Glenn Sather and Mark Crawford both said to me this morning in practice, we have to be patient. We haven't been able to be patient in most of the games, and it has hurt us badly. With a one-goal lead, it's a much easier assignment. And there's Mark yelling for a better face-off alignment here. There's 6.8 seconds to go. If they win the draw, they got lots of time to get a chance.
It'll be to the right of Tommy Salo, and Lindros is on again. And Gretzky is on with him this time with Shanahan.
They're going to play 4-man up because there's no chance that the Swedes can get the length of the ice in 6 seconds.
Here we go. Guess he doesn't want to drop it in. He does. Kelly Johansson back of the goal. And it gets out to center ice. No harm done on that face-off inside the Swedish blue line. The total shots now in the period 14-5. Sweden, though, had 8 of them, was it, on that power play? They had one power play, and Curtis Joseph was really great.
Yes, he was. And Team Sweden shows you that don't take any unnecessary penalties, because when they had the power play, they hummed that puck around big time.
All right, let's go to Ron MacLean.
Bob and Harry, thanks very much. Here's Adam Foote. Adam, a great goal by Eric Lindros to spark the team, and obviously Curtis Joseph. What do you think of the first one?
Well, I think, Curtis kept us in there when they had their first power play. They were all over us, and that's what a good goalie does. And then it's nice to see the big guy Eric get a goal and get him going, and that's what this team needs.
How do you feel?
I feel great, playing with Paul Coffey gives me a lot of confidence, and he's making it easy out there for me.
Harry Pern said one of the toughest cuts he ever made in his coaching career was you were one of the last cuts. I think the under-18 national team. Do you recall that?
Yeah, it's nice to tell me that now. Hey.
Why I was bringing it up is a lot of kids, and I was one of them, got sent home last, and here you are, a Stanley Cup champion, playing in the World Cup of Hockey. Must inspire you and a lot of kids to know that a guy can go through that. What were you thinking then, and who got you going?
Well, I realized it's tough, and back then, they have so many players, so many, there's other things going on in politics and a lot of things, and they had a tough decision. And this is the real thing, though. I made it to the NHL, and playing with guys like Coffey and Gretzky, guys I admire growing up, and this whatever happened back then doesn't matter. This is a real thing. It feels great.
This shows you make it, and congratulations. Keep her going.
Thank you.
There's Adam Foote of Team Canada. Nobody likes to talk about cuts. Thought it was a good idea. Don Cherry will tune me in next as we continue with the World Cup of Hockey on CBC. As was suggested on the opening of the telecast, or so I hear, Eric Lindros got a hit, got to get a goal, and he'll get going, and so he did. Team Canada leads Team Sweden 1-0 after 20 minutes of play.
Now that's the way to play the game, old-time hockey. Take no prisoners. Eric gets in there, like I said, bangs, he gets a goal. That's the way he's got to play.
How about, sorry.
Now, here we go. What's this you're doing?
I got something. I just prepared. I had like a little contusion after the first game.
Contusion?
Just in case.
Get out of here.
Go ahead. Oh,
I got special things to do here now. Got a little tip to tell you about Messier coming in on the backhand. Let me explain it first. What he used to do, Messier coming in this side, Rattel used to try to hit the defenseman. Bank it in. Watch this here. Little trick for you guys here. Now watch this here. If you're coming in the left side.
Mark did a great job, I thought. No, I want to show you something in a minute. Mark did a great job on
Now watch this here, he does it. Instead of there, Rattel what he used to do, you see the defenseman there, he'd bank it in off him. A little thing for you guys. Now...
This is not a knock, but I want to mention this. How come elbow pads are so huge?
I don't know why they're so huge. They were always that size.
They were?
Yeah.
You ever get hurt? You ever hurt your elbow? Well, I just wonder. They're so big. They feel
You know what
funky.
happened? I'll tell you. You asked me at elbow pads. I used to be a fighter. And if you notice the fighters, the first thing they do, how we get into this, take off their elbow pads. Well, I used to have big arms, so I used to cut mine. We didn't have that Velcro stuff. First punch and they'd come off. But what happens is sometimes I'd fall down and I've got elbow chips right now, and I'm in a bar sometime and I'm doing, like that. All the old fighters. Don't ask me that stuff.
Well, it's a good thing.
All right.
How about the trap?
I don't call it the trap. I call it all guys back. Okay? Now watch here. We got a perfect example. Tough playing these guys. Why they should throw it in. Go ahead, Mark, run it right now. Watch them lined up right now. They come out of here. Now watch them. One guy circles in. Now look at the other guys. They're like defensemen. Coming back. Everybody's coming. You think it isn't tough? You dump it in. That's the way to do it. Now, all you people out there that think you shouldn't dump, that's perfect. That's the way to do it. All you people out there, you've got the puck. Why give it away? You've got control of the puck. Why give it away? Because that's the way to do it. Florida did it. New Jersey did it. Colorado, ask Mark Crawford. Everybody does it. The whirl and swirl is gone. You got to get in there, throw the puck in, because that's the way you win hockey games now. We've got a perfect example here how they didn't throw it in. Go ahead, Mark, we're on this one, show and tell tonight. Watch, they come out of their end here. Now watch what happens when you don't throw it in here. Nice pass, should have gone in. Watch this. Now watch it coming back. All your wingers are caught and everything, and watch what happens here. Instead of the puck being in the other team's end and you're doing something, look what happens here. Look it almost scored. I think it goes off Coffey, comes off the back. Now think about it, folks. It would have been in the other team's end. Dump it in. Arrive in ill humor, as Fred Sherrill used to say. Tough way to play. Now we're going to show what happens when you do throw it in, the way to do it. Now your winger's got to be going 2-on-2. You don't. I mean, you don't do it that way. It's only when a guy is back you throw it in. Now watch what happens when you throw it in. Go ahead, Mark, roll this one. This is a perfect example how to do it. It's beautiful. Dump and chase. It's a tough way to play, folks. Watch. Beautiful far corner. The guy is going in. Defensemen hate that. They got to go back. Look, he doesn't even want to go in the corner. Think we almost score here. And that's the way to do it. Beautiful. Throw the puck in when there's a guy back and they're playing that stupid guy's back. I don't call it the trap.
All guys back's a good name. I don't know how you came up with it. Listen, we only got about a minute here, and rather than talk about Wayne Gretzky, we want to do this sometime about Wayne's theory that you shouldn't go to summer hockey school, but let's talk about your buddy.
My buddy Dennis O'Brien, he was a player of mine, and God love her, Kelly O'Brien. She died last week. She was a sweet little girl when she was in Boston, and we're all going to miss her, and there was a very close family. Dennis, Dennis set a record. He played for 4 teams in 1 year. And he was off 3 teams, and I said to Harry, Harry, can I have Dennis? And he says, what do you want him for? He can't make last place clubs. We're a first place club. I said, there's something about the guy I like. He's got character. So I meet him in Philly here. I meet him in the lobby, and he says, well, what's the system, Don? I says, you got the puck back of our net? He says, yeah, around the boards, and it'll be out. You never handle the puck. Just Park handles the puck. And I got a funny story to tell you. This is a true story. John McCauley, God love him, the referee, one of the best referee ever in the world. He's standing at our blue line, and it was one of those deals where both teams changed, and there was nobody in our end. Dennis gets it and rings it around the glass. It almost hits John. And he goes back and he says, what are you doing, Dennis? There was nobody in our end. He says, Grapes wants it around the boards. It's around the boards. And I'll tell you, he went to the final and took a regular shift. And they're a lovely family, and we're going to miss Kelly. Yeah, you did a great job, Boston Bruins. She had a tough time, 20 great years. And John McCauley will tell Kellyanne that story, I'm sure, as they're watching the game. Together. You bet. Don Cherry with his thoughts on the opening 20 minutes of play. It's Canada 1, Sweden no score. We'll continue from the Core State Center in Philadelphia, the World Cup of Hockey on CBC Sports. Tomorrow night, the United States and Russia in the other semifinal. That's because last night, the Russians exploded for 5 unanswered goals and 1 going away against Team Finland, as pretty as you'll ever see. Yashin to Kovalev as he scores the opening goal and the ultimate game winner. They had 2 in the first period. And then Andrei Kovalenko, the newest member of the Edmonton Oilers, acquired in the trade for Scott Thornton yesterday, breaks in and scores 1 of 2, 29 seconds apart. 2 in the third, 1 in the middle. Russia 5, Finland no score. Tomorrow night, Russia, the USA in Ottawa at 8 o'clock Eastern on the World Cup of Hockey on CBC Sports.
I don't think anything is ever going to capture us like Henderson's goal, although Mario came very close to that same kind of impact and maybe hit a whole different generation. Maybe it is as important, but to a new generation of people that didn't really see the 72 goal.
Yeah, that was very exciting for all Canadians. I think I can remember back watching those games quite vividly, sitting at home with my family, just watching the games and remembering, you know, just cheering so loudly for Canada to win. And when Mario scored that goal, it was a pretty exciting moment for us and for everybody across Canada, I'm sure.
The reason it sticks out in your mind so much, and the reason you can watch it over and over so many times, is first of all the players that were involved in the play and the passing. It was such a tremendous play, and then the goal he scored and how important the goal was. It's always going to be with me, and it'll always stick in my mind. And actually, it can be at times motivation for me while I'm here, because you always want to be the person that has to score an important goal and give you that exhilarating feeling.
Canadian Tire, Canada's hockey store, a proud sponsor of the World Test.
Seems every year.
See this? I could have been a pro.
The stories were.
This portion of the World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Chrysler Canada. At Chrysler, we're not just building cars, we're building Canada. And by new Hostess potato chips. They're absolutely unbelievable.
Welcome back to the Core State Center. One of the stars in the first period was this fine young defenseman for Canada.
And he leveled the best hit of the night right here on Nicholas Sundstrom. A open ice, clean body check. Canada out-hit the Swedes 14-5, and Blake nailed 2.
Only one goal in the period. At 17:59, Eric Lindros, his first of the tournament. Sakic and Shanahan assisted. 1-0, Canada leads. Here's the second period. Right away, Stevens steps up over center and lifts the puck into the Swedish zone. Tommy Alberline lost it. Back to the net. It's centered. Standing in front was Nicholas Sundstrom. They did not get it out. One high shot rattles off the boards and all the way back to center ice. Now it's lifted over the glass into the crowd.
The second period has been a problem for Canada in this tournament. They've been outscored 7-3 in second periods, and they need to come up with a big one now. Glenn looks a little more relaxed than we saw him this morning or before the game. Pretty confident he was. And Kent Forsberg, who I talked to yesterday, knew this was going to be the toughest game of the tournament. He said, I know Canada hasn't played very well, but they'll be good tomorrow.
Canada 1, Sweden 0. And again, Scott Stevens lifting the puck from center ice, just rolling it in. Sakic went up after it and picked it off the boards and comes out into the slot area. Hangs on to it. Swift pass. Desjardins' shot is blocked by Salo, and he will hold it. The gathering in the goal crease area.
Joe Sakic made the nice pass to the right defenseman for Canada, who took the shot, but Shanahan and Lindros, as you can see, can't get in front of the net in time. And as a result, Tommy Salos shot the whole shot. 94 and 88 were headed there, but we're a little late getting there after a nice little bit of offensive zone puck control by Joe Sakic.
Sweden is changing. Canada remains with Sakic right there. Shanahan to his left.
I think Sather likes to have Sakic against Forsberg. Teammates in the winter, enemies in September.
Lindros, the other forward for Canada. Out of position was Lindros, so they will drop the puck again. Sundstrom for Sweden. Forsberg is on there too now, and Alfredsson. Little change in the lineup up front for Sweden. Canada wins the draw. Quick shot right off the bat. Shanahan unloading the shot quickly, and again, Salo had to be careful. He was, and he held it.
Bit of a surprise, as you mentioned earlier, Soderstrom's not the goaltender tonight, but the word is they don't like the rebounds he gives. They knew Canada would be going to the net, and Salo, twice in a row now, has not given a rebound, and there were white shirts lurking about.
Lindros is going to take this face-off. Sakic moved to the right. Sundin for Sweden. 1-0 Canada. Lindros the goal in the first period. They're waved out. At least Lindros is. And they win the draw again. Long shot in, big rebound this time. Canada moving on it, another shot, and this time Tommy Salo will hold it.
Get the puck on the net, and especially when you have Shanahan and Lindros, who are almost impossible to contain when they want to go to the net. It's a huge assignment if you're a defenseman to stop Brendan Shanahan from going to the net. And you can see Lindros, he's just gambling. Somebody will be there, and again, no rebound on a bit of a difficult and awkward stop. Shanahan may well have been Canada's best forward in this tournament today.
We haven't played 1 minute yet of this second period. A face-off won by Sweden. Nordstrom feeding it ahead. Sweden moving it up to center ice. Sundin took his man down. Forsberg trying to get a shot. Gets the puck again over on the boards. He's caught. Now he gets loose again. Hit the side of the net with the attempted pass. He's still on the puck. Forsberg, tough to move off it, but Blake took it away from him. He got it back again. Blake hit him. And this time, Blake beats it in behind his own goal to Niedermeyer. Up through center at 2-on-1 coming up. In is Messier coming in with Graves. Hit the post. Great setup, and Graves hit the post. Niedermeyer's shot, tipped wide by Graves, and it's up over the glass.
What a beautiful pass to make the 2-on-1 work right from in front or to the right of the Canadian net. Niedermeyer on a backhand pass up the middle, and these kind of passes scare you. Nice outlet by Blake. Watch this. You got to have nerve to make that play, but the defenseman was caught. And watch Graves not get enough wood on it, and it just hits the post on a 2-on-1 rush.
Still 1-0 Canada.
Nordstrom goes down, standing in, and there's the pass, the shot, the post, it's still 1.
Coffey, long high shot on the net. Salo, the blocker save. Canada in for checking. Gretzky is back at the net, but the pass was intercepted. Rolin took it away from Gretzky. Sweden can't get it out. Shot in goes wide of the goal. And now it's cleared to the line, and Bergqvist gets it up across center. Rolling it in front. Johansson made that play. Anderson couldn't cash in. Bergqvist again with Johansson coming out front. Gets a shot, and it's booted away, but a loose puck in front of Joseph. Nobody could move on it. Donfus kicked it loose. Canada moving up. Down comes Linden. At the line is Gretzky. The pass goes over into the slot area. Coffey backs up with it. Now he shoots it in there. Salo the save. I don't think he saw it. It was right in front of him. And it's shot by Coffey down the ice. Popovich. And that's an icing call.
Again, Canada lobbing the puck at the net, hoping for a rebound, knowing they've got traffic. And again, Salo, no rebound.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Core State Center is a non-smoking.
And here's what I'm talking about right here. Tommy Salo, who the last 2 years was a critical member of the Denver and Utah Turner Cup champions in the International Hockey League. He was 11-22-6 for the New York Islanders.
Canada out shooting Sweden 5-1 now as we near the 3-minute mark in this second period. Sakic's line back on again. Lindros and Shanahan on the wings. Mikael Nylander for Sweden against Sakic. Right back to the line. The shot by Stevens is blocked neatly by Salo, and he'll have to hold it with Shanahan and Lindros in close.
Well, we haven't played 3 minutes yet, and the Lindros, Shanahan, Sakic line's been out for 3 shifts. So Sather, I'm sure, has told his players, if you're going, you're playing tonight. We're not saving anybody for tomorrow.
He's always done that. The hot hand is presented, and he'll go with it. In this case, Lindros has the only goal in the game, scored in the first. Shanahan, Lindros, and Sakic win the draw again. Back to the net. Calle Johansson is bumped. Canada won't keep it in. It rolls out. Lindros didn't wait for everybody to get back out. He just shot it in. That will give Sweden a chance to line up and go on the attack. And here they come, led by the captain, Johansson, moving up. Didn't get too far in that play, and Sakic is turning back. Shanahan will come in on the left side. Shanahan gets the puck. Then lost it against Julin, and Sweden again get it up to center. Dahlin knocked it in. Stevens around the net. Got a pass away. Lindros mishandled it, trying to hit the Swedish blue line. Stevens gets it back. Desjardins up to Lindros. Again, he couldn't get the pass. Albolin for Sweden. Pass through the middle. It's Canada again right there. Stevens, though, just threw it to open ice. Canadians move up on it. Brind'Amour and Lindros. He's late getting off. Now Lindros is heading to the bench as Yzerman goes in for check. Leaving it. Brind'Amour looking for somebody open. He finds Fleury, but he circles back. Yzerman goes the other way. And Brind'Amour again. A backhander in away wide. Fleury is in there. Good pressure by Canada now. Good puck control inside the line. Fleury had to shoot it off the boards to the left of the net. And Sweden just trying to hang on, get it all the way down the ice, and this will be an icing call against Team Sweden. It is still 1-0 Canada.
Eric Lindros played in the Canada Cup before he played in the National Hockey League. And here is a shot of him in 1991. Alan Eagleson, the czar of the Canada Cup, talked the Canadian coaching staff into keeping and using Lindros. And he then ran wild physically in his first Canada Cup, 91.
Pretty well how he set himself up to get the first goal and only goal of this game. In with a hard hit. Forechecking the Swedes. Got in front of the net. Shanahan hit him with a perfect pass. That was back at 17:59 of the first. And it's still 1-0 Canada. Graves gets another gift, but put it right into the pads of Salo. Sweden move it out. Sundin, always dangerous. He has Sundstrom up there with him. Sundin tries to get to the net, and he hit the goal post. He had Joseph Beaton hit the far post. Canada move it down. Messier waits for help to move up. It's Niedermayer just onside. In back of the net, Lemieux. Lemieux will leave it there in the corner. He could play it. Matthias Nordstrom. Just barely got it by Messier. Sundin coming up on the attack again. Niedermayer sweeping it away, and Canada moving out. Messier and Graves. Messier, his pass easily intercepted at the Swedish blue line. Graves coming back to help Niedermayer. Two teams changing as Blake steps in front of his own net. A good clearing play by Canada. Up over the line, Linden gets one shot away. Comes right back to him. He's covered by Garpenlaw, and he swings back for Sweden. Garpenlaw across center, charging up over Canada's line. On with the brakes, and he fell on that play. Canadians do not clear it out. Foote had a chance. It was stopped by Rolin. And the Swedes keep it in. Now it's cleared. Over to the up there to take it, and it'll roll all the way back to Salo. Canada changing. Garpenlaw gets the pass. Moves up to the Canadian line. He's away across the line, offside if they play it. And they do. It's offside.
Well, Canada should keep pounding that Swedish defense. When you know you're going to get hit as a defenseman, most of the time when you go back to get it, you may make a play before you want to some player on the wrong team. Mats Sundin, who has been one of the offensive stars in the European pool. What a little play he makes here. Gets the puck to the inside, and then I'm sure Curtis Joseph thought he was going behind the net with it because he was away back in the net, and Sundin hit the far post. This guy can cut in off the wrong wing with the best of it.
During the 7-minute mark of the second period, Canada 1, Sweden 0. Winner of this game on to the final for the World Cup. Russia, U.S. tomorrow in Ottawa. The other finals. Canada now back in a bit of a shell, and they just shoot it out of their own zone down the ice. Obviously wanting to make changes. They're doing that now. Albolin takes off. Gets it up to center ice. Johansson dropped it back there. Quest to stop. And the Canadians just clear it out. Lindros is on the ice again with Sakic and Shanahan. That's been the big line for Canada. They move it up quickly. Lindros galloping in there. 2 Swedish players on him to make sure. He chases them, forcing Nordstrom back. Good play by Lindros. Stevens dropping it back. Cleared back over center. Sakic up on the play, and it's stuffed in by Shanahan. And that'll be a sign to make changes. 7.5 minutes gone in the second period. Still only 1 goal in the game, that by Canada's Lindros. Sweden attacking. In back of the goal. Yuling tried to get it back out. Yuling had it on his skate. And Canada sent 3 away. Down across center. Fleury coming in. Pass. No shot from Brind'Amour. He was covered. Kept in by Yzerman. The pass gets by Yzerman. Sweden back out. Now they open it up a bit. That's Yuling. Along the line. They're onside as he shoots it in. Canada moving out again. They don't get too far in that rush out. Nylander chasing it. Stopped by Niedermeyer. Sweden on it again. Gallen passes one in front. Good chance on that play, but the shot by Sundin was wide. Fleury had to get it out. Canada, obviously, want to make the quick changes again. Fleury has left. The 9-minute mark, second period. Canada on the move. Lemieux, he's been quiet lately. His shot, Blanc, got the rebound off the defenseman Rolin. He and Messier, Graves, and Messier all tangled up. Couldn't get a stick on it. Cleared back out, down the ice. Sweden shooting it in. Anderson with Sundin behind the goal. Falls on the check. Sundin trying to get up. Chasing the puck. They scramble for it. It comes out. And Joseph stopped one. Then another. Sundstrom another chance. Joseph is a solid goaltender in there for Canada. In this must-win game tonight. We're not halfway through the second period yet, and Joseph has had 17 shots in this game.
Well, he makes 2 or 3 stops here, and the puck sat in the feet of all kinds of players in front of the net, and Joseph doesn't know where it is. It was under Paul Coffey, and you can see it sitting there. Nobody knows where it is but Joseph, and he covers it up.
Alfredsson is chasing the puck, and he leaves it in the corner for Garpenlaw. He's pushed around a little bit by Linden. Sweden is coming on right here at this juncture of the second period. They're on the puck and circling the net was Forsberg, and a penalty is being called against Canada. This coming while Sweden is coming on and attacking a little more.
Definitely their forechecking has been up this period. They're behind a goal. I think they were quite content to sit on and be a safe game when they were tied. And whenever you have the opposition controlling the puck in the offensive zone for any length of time, quite often a penalty occurs as the defensive zone coverage panics a little bit, and 37 in white, Desjardins right here tackles the Swedish player trying to go to the net. They call it holding, and remember how dynamite the Swedish power play was in the first period. They had 8 shots and 5 scoring opportunities on it.
And Joseph was sensational. Undoubtedly, he's going to be tested again with Canada leading 1-0. 9:39 gone in the second period. Power play, Sweden. Canada winning the draw. Rob Blake trying to clear it. Does get it out and down the ice. Sweden picking it up. And lining up. Forsberg upended in the center ice area. Fired in back to the goal. Alfredsson going after it. It's centered back to the line. Shot stopped by Joseph. Sundin testing him that time. Set up. Alfredsson again looking back to Sundin. He'll go the other way into Sundstrom. Sundstrom has Forsberg on the other side. Forsberg is coming out with it. Sundstrom in the corner just ahead of him. He threw it up the net. And Joseph very quickly was over in front of Sundin. Blake trying to get a stick on it. He doesn't. Forsberg again setting it up. It's tipped away, and Yzerman is going to get there first. Yzerman decides to skate with it. A good move as he got up there against Forsberg, and then he knocked Forsberg down. He was slow to get up, but he remains on. Sweden attacking. Garpenlov shoots it in with 45 seconds left in the penalty. Desjardins of Team Canada. The puck comes out again. Sweden, only their second power play of the game. And trailing Canada 1-0. Fired out of the zone by Trevor Linden. 20 seconds left in the penalty to Desjardins. Calle Johansson around the net, sending it out swiftly to center ice. It's played back in over the line to Dahlin. Dahlin stopped by Coffey. Coffey comes back, takes a whack at it. Lindros is there. Strong arms, the puck up on the boards, but it's kept in at the line. Garpenlov set up. Right in front, Joseph! And another great save by Curtis Joseph. Holding the fort for Canada is Joseph now. Canada leading 1-0. And they killed off the penalty.
116 points for Peter Forsberg last year. He's a marked man here tonight. And you can see as Yzerman dumps the puck in, Yzerman gives him a shot in the stomach, and down goes Forsberg, but not for long.
Face off to the left of Joseph. 22 shots in the hockey game by Sweden, and 12 of them came in a power play. Joseph has been great. Niedermeyer scooping it out to center. Shanahan open on the wing, dropped it back neatly. Saki can't get the shot through. Sweden turning back. 3 of them. Johansson comes up over the line, dropped it back. Bjergqvist shot, and that's wide of the goal. Jonas Bjergqvist going in for checking, and Shanahan steals it with Saki. By Sakic, dumping it inside the Swedish line. Niedermeyer back to pass ahead for Shanahan. He couldn't knock it down. High one. Sundstrom moving up, didn't get too far. Shanahan again. He saw Lindros catching up. Lindros coming in. Shot low one. Stopped by Salo. And he hangs on to it with Lindros not getting everything he wanted on that shot.
I don't know whether he wanted to shoot it. That was kind of a second decision there, but he didn't get much wood on it. The greatest flyer ever, Bobby Clarke, sitting with his coach Terry Murray, enjoying this game. Training camps open tomorrow or Monday among NHL teams. And Barry Smith won't be at Detroit's camp on time, as he's the assistant coach for Detroit in the winter and the assistant coach in this tournament for Sweden, and has been a very influential guy in Sweden's success so far in the tournament.
7:26 left in the period. Stevens will get another shot. That one was deflected. Knocked it in front by Graves, and he came close. Graves again leaving it at the line. Another screen shot, this time off the net. Nobody could get a stick near it. Canada attacking. They keep it in. It's centered in front again at Desjardins. And he mishandled it in front of the net as he came in quickly from the line. Sweden the other way. Sundstrom shot. Joseph saw Sundstrom come in off the wing. And he somehow knew Sundin was going to give it to him. Al Moline couldn't stop the puck at the line, and Gretzky couldn't knock down the lead pass. So it's icing called against Canada.
Well, George Kingston is at this game. He was could be coach of the tournament. He took an underdog German team to make the playoffs in the European pool, and they came up with a gallant but unsuccessful effort against Canada. But George, I'm sure, is proud of his team. I'm sure his team is proud of him.
Forsberg will take the draw for Sweden and win it. Canada covering in front of Joseph this time. And Gretzky trying to roll it in for Dom Fuss, who's on the move. Did not get all of it. Linden forechecking. Sweden get the puck out, but there was Gretzky waiting for it, and he sends it in deep again. 6:30 left in the period. In period 2 at Philadelphia. At the Coors State Center. Canada and Sweden. The right to go on to the World Cup final. Canada leads 1-0.
Canada playing much more confidently defensively in this game. The defense has been allowed to stand up. They've caused some offsides. They've broken up a lot of rushes by Sweden. And they can't do that if the forwards, at least one of them, aren't coming back to make sure they're not outnumbered. And we didn't see that as often as we would like to have early in the tournament. But Glenn Sather has said all along, despite the criticism of his team, that he thinks the team's coming together. And there, Neil Smith, Pat Quinn, up there viewing. Andy Murray, the assistant coach. All of them in on the selection of not only who made the team, but who plays the games.
Niedermayer takes the puck around the net and starts back out for Canada. Up to Brind'Amour. Dolan covered. Brind'Amour waiting for that pass. Canada stealing. That's Yzerman dropped it back, and it's cleared back in front a little bit too far for Brind'Amour. He tried a centering pass. Fleury was covered, and Blake drives another one in deep. Yzerman, side of the net. Brind'Amour is flat before he could get a shot, and then Fleury fell. Out for Yulin. Down the left wing. Bring it in. Nylander. Stick work, trying to get through the crowd. Here comes Niedermayer. One man back. Can he beat him? He's got him. Scores! Beautiful goal by Scott Niedermayer. 2-0. Canada. Was that a beauty or what?
Does that remind you of the goal he scored for New Jersey in the finals against Detroit? A very fast skating defenseman coming in on Lidstrom. He goes to the outside. Lidstrom can't turn outside, turns inside. And whenever you see a defenseman do that, you know he knows he's beaten. And at the last second, Niedermayer with one hand slips it by Tommy Salo. What a goal by Scott Niedermayer.
Unassisted. Time 14 minutes and 38 seconds. Scott Niedermayer scores for Team Canada unassisted at 14:38.
100 feet or more on the rush by Niedermayer. And a great move, beating the defenseman, fooling Tommy Salo, and Canada leads 2-0. Unassisted goal by Niedermayer, his first in the World Cup. 14:38 the time of that score. Popovich turns behind his own goal for Sweden. 5 minutes remaining in the second period. Karpenlov has to turn back with it. Now he comes out. Alfredsson just threw it from his own side of center. Lindros is back to pick it up, though. No icing. He was back in a hurry. Whipped the high one on the glass. Sakic is there. Lindros trying to bang it out of the zone. It's booted away to center. Lindros pushed off the puck. Canada moving up, though. And Shanahan made the move at the line, and they go offside.
Closed captioning of tonight's game is provided by 120 locally owned Apple Auto Glass dealers.
Martin Brodeur saying, I remember the goal you scored in Game 2 of the 1995 Stanley Cup playoffs against Detroit. A graceful, speedy skater, and he turns Mr. Coffey inside out before he scores there, and he roared around Lindstrom before he scored here.
To make it 2-0 Canada with 4:20 left in the second period. Joseph has been great for Team Canada in goal. He was out to stop that one. Canada clearing it. Sweden led by Sundin. He's had a pair of good scoring chances. One of them on the post. Stayed out. Joseph covers on Sundin this time, as the shot came whistling through by Mikael Anderson.
Hey, fans, make sure you stop by the program.
Canadian Tire has great...
Well, Matt Sundin, the first European ever to be taken first overall. But let's have another look at the graceful, the speedy Scott Niedermayer turning a one-on-one rush as Lindstrom turns to the inside because he's dead on the outside, and Tommy Salo on his knees too early and can't make the save.
Again, Sweden, every man up for the face-off to the left of Joseph. Under 4 minutes to play in the second period. Niedermayer on the ice again. And he waits. Giving it to Linden. Racing away with it. Linden failed to get the return pass. Sweden turns. Julin brings it in. Gets his shot high. Over the right shoulder. Over the net. Jump back out across the line to center ice. Julin beams it back. Pass goes in ahead. Donlan put on the brakes. In front, and Joseph down, cutting off the angle on Julin again as he was heading for the net, and Gretzky up near center just missed the long pass, and once again it's an icing call against Canada.
Well, Wayne Gretzky, who's had 3,000 breakaways in his career, I think. I don't know how he gets them. He's the most dangerous player that's ever played the game, perhaps. And almost he had another one here. Curtis Joseph makes a big stop on Julin right here. And Gretzky takes off. And you can see right here Vince Domfus with a 92-foot pass that just missed the stick of Wayne Gretzky.
3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the period.
Philadelphia Julin has been a strong performer for Sweden tonight.
Desjardins and Lindros. Watching Lindros very closely now. But he got a stick loose to get it as far as the line, but not out. Second chance at it for Lindros, and he dumps it high this time. Onto the zone. Sweden back under 3 minutes to play in the period. That's Alfredsson turning with it. His pass to Shanahan. Desjardins will pick it up. Then he lost it. Lindros covered for him, though, and Lindros got it ahead. Shanahan moving up there. Coming in with Sakic. That's broken up. That's Sweden's blue line. Stevens dumping one in deep. Lindros comes in hitting again. Nailing Nordstrom again. He centered it. Sakic, a chance to move it up. Into the corner it goes to Shanahan to Sakic. Sakic got it back to the line. Desjardins shot. Lindros is in there. The pass through the crease. Stevens up. His shot missing the net by 3 feet. Lindros turns near the line. Puts it back. And it goes into Sakic. He tried to tip it out front where Yzerman was waiting. Flurry and heading. Yzerman shooting. Deflected on a stick in front. And into the crowd behind to Tommy Salo.
Well, a rare but dangerous pass across the middle of their own end of the rink. Nearly cost Sweden with 1 minute and 57 seconds to go as Steve Yzerman pounced on it, but his shot was deflected over the glass, and Sweden gets away with one. And I'm sure Kent Forsberg is saying, don't throw it up the middle. Theron Fleury hurries the passer, and Yzerman's shot is deflected over Salo. Here's the bad pass, and if the puck hadn't been bouncing, Yzerman would have got it away a little quicker, and perhaps it wouldn't have been deflected.
Coffey comes in with it, gets it back where Yzerman is waiting near the line. He goes in deep. Brind'Amour back to the net. Brind'Amour and Yzerman. Fleury, the other forward for Canada. They're working hard in there against Popovich now. Rolene misses it. Brind'Amour tried to feed it in front where Yzerman was left uncovered. Fleury went in and nailed his man and knocked him flying. Sundin, look out! Shot misses the net. Adam Foote and Sundin collide. And Rolene stops it in the center ice zone. Sundstrom and Sundin get together. Sundin bringing the puck in. But Foote this time watching him. Anderson goes around the net. And they cover it up on the boards with 1:04 left. In this, the second period, Canada leads 2-0.
Matt Sundin has been the most dangerous by far Swedish player. He looks bigger and stronger to me than he did with the Leafs last year. He's put some weight on, he was telling me. He hasn't lost a stride in his great speed. And he has, in my opinion, Bob, the best backhand in the National League since Dave Keon played.
There aren't many things he cannot do breaking in on the net. He'd come in off both wings, as you pointed out so many times. Had a goal post in this game and another dangerous rush on that last shift. Sweden unable to score so far in the game, and a minute left in the period. Shot in by Messier. There's Lemieux on it, centered it blindly though, and nobody was open. And the puck gets all the way back to center. Dumped in again by Canada. Dahlin deep in his own zone. Calle Johansson waited too long against Lemieux to move it. Nearly coughed it up. Sweden will bring it out with 30 seconds left in the period. And it is fed in by Nylander. Canada back. Chopped out of the zone by Graves. Down the ice. 18 seconds left in the period. Albaline just deflected the puck from center. In deep. Blake went back, missed his man. Dahlin with a chance here. From the line, the shot picked up by Joseph. He looked great stuffing that one. Nylander circles. Shot on the horn. Once again, Curtis Joseph with a big save, keeping Sweden off the board. Canada got the only goal in the period. Niedermayer got it unassisted. 2-0 Canada.
Canada to a 2-0 lead against Team Canada. Fresh from his interview in Sweden, here's Barry Smith. Now, all of Canada wants to know how this treason came about, Barry. Tell us how you got on the bench for Team Sweden.
I had a chance to work with Kent Forsberg the last 2 summers a little bit, so we became friends, and he came over to watch the NHL, of course, making sure what players are going to come to this team, and we're getting ready to play in the playoffs, so I had a chance to talk to him then, and he asked me if I'd like to do it, and I thought it'd be a great experience for me to come over there and learn the European game again and have a chance to work with their players, so it's been fantastic.
I say it kiddingly, of course. George Kingston, Dave King, Wayne Fleming, on and on. There's been a great exchange between Europe and Canada recently. How about Kent Forsberg as a head coach? We know about his son and what a star he's been in the league. What's he like as a coach?
Well, it's been a great working agreement with Kent Forsberg and Tommy Tump. We have 3 of us who are working. Kent's very laid back. He has a chance to let everybody have their ideas. He knows the players. He's very quiet, but he knows what kind of hockey he wants to play. And we sort of see eye to eye about systems and who we want to have the ice. So for me and him, it's been very good to work together because I say something's already there. He says something and I'm already there about the same page. So it's been easy. The transition with the players has been easy. So it hasn't been a difficult situation at all.
I should ask you about the game. Your thoughts on being down 2 after 2?
I really liked our first period. I thought we had some good chances, controlled the game as we wanted to. We were down 1-0, which isn't that difficult. This period, I thought we started out poorly run. I thought the first 5 minutes we were in our own zone, face-offs all the time, losing them, and we came out, we still can't score on Joseph, so we got to do something this third period.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
There's Barry Smith coaching the Swedes here, and as mentioned, a great relationship with Kent and Peter Forsberg, whom we feature, the father and son tandem from Sweden.
Peter Forsberg is Swedish hockey's child prodigy, its brightest offspring, who at the '94 Olympic Games in Norway delivered the championship to his country at last.
And the Calder Trophy goes to
Peter Forsberg.
As an NHL newborn, he showed unlimited promise.
That was a proof that I could make it over here, and I mean, when I came over, I didn't have that high expectation. I was just, you know, to make the team in the beginning in the first year, and I guess that was a proof that I did that, though.
Added Stanley's silver to Olympic gold. Few have his treasure.
Not favorites in either one of them, and you know, it's great to just win one thing, and I don't really want to compare them, though.
Philadelphia knows all about Peter Forsberg. He could have been great here. The Flyers originally drafted him, but ended up trading his rights away to Quebec along with a group of other players in order to get Eric Lindros. He could have been this town's favorite hockey son. Instead, Peter Forsberg has won Rookie of the Year, been a Stanley Cup champion with the Colorado Avalanche, and says he owes it all to his dad.
Every practice I went down to, he was, you know, he gave me a ride, and that was always fun to go there and have him as a coach. I guess that was, if you don't, you know, if he hasn't been giving me the rides to the rink, I wouldn't probably not been playing hockey.
The son is not often emotional, a mirror of the father. Kent Forsberg rarely shows happiness or anger. He's amazed by reports which accuse him of saying Canada's victory over Russia was a result of poor officiating.
The only thing I say, there was three important things in the game. There was the goal and the slash against Semak. And the decision was against the Russian. I didn't say it anymore. But I know that's written lots of it over here, but it's not true. I haven't talked but one word about the Canadian team or something like that.
Wary of revealing too much about a very personal approach to the game, it's how this father and son are related.
He doesn't say anything to me on the bench, so it's a real calm up there. But you know, it's I think it's bigger. You make it bigger than it really is, I guess.
The brilliant son, worthy of a parent's overwhelming praise. It seems so obvious.
I don't think he's a great player yet, but he can be it. You have so many great players over here, Gretzky, Lemieux, and Sakic. So, but he has a chance to be one of them if he tried hard and practiced hard.
Grudging approval from a stern coach. For now, Peter Forsberg is just another player. His father wouldn't have it any other way.
Back in Philadelphia, where the hero of each and every day is Eric Lindros. Here's the big hit on Nordstrom that starts the goal for Lindros in the first period. It'll eventually be a setup, and a pretty one at that, by Brendan Shanahan as Lindros goes to the net and takes the cross-crease feed and puts it home. 1-0 there. Niedermeyer adds another. It's 2-0 at the end of 2 periods of play, and Curtis Joseph's been absolutely brilliant. Great save on the deflection by Dahlin. 26 saves so far for Curtis Joseph in the Team Canada net. That's a 26 you'd want a bottle. We'll continue our coverage from the Core State Center in a moment.
Vraiment contrôler cette situation-là. C'est très important de gagner
mise au jeu, surtout sur les jeux de puissance, parce que c'est là que la possession immédiate quand tu gagnes la mise au jeu.
Le trio de Sakic, Lindros, Shanahan. Un nouveau trio ce soir, ils ont eu beaucoup de succès.
Bien, une des raisons, c'est parce que le style de jeu qu'il faut qu'ils emploient. C'est une des raisons pour laquelle on y voit souvent, puis on ne voit pas les deux autres, le trio Agretzky et trio Yzerman. Une des raisons, parce qu'on veut que Marc Messier surveille Sundin, puis on veut qu'il surveille Forsberg.
Forsberg, il faudrait qu'il commence là, à jouer un peu plus. Là.
Bon, je pense que son père va peut-être y parler.
Il pourrait jouer sur deux lignes, jouer beaucoup plus. Il n'y a plus le choix. Il reste 20 minutes.
Il reste 20 minutes et je pense qu'on va le voir plus souvent.
Primo, tu le prendrais dans ton club?
Oui, sûrement. Joueur d'impact. Il ne faut pas que tu regardes ses stats, mais c'est un gars qui pourra sûrement aider.
Merci, Pat. On se retrouve à la fin du match qui vous parvient en direct de Montréal et du tout nouveau Core State Center à Philadelphie.
This portion of the World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Ruffles Potato Chips. Now Ruffles Sour Cream and Onion flavor is back.
Great goaltending abounds at the World Cup of Hockey. Curtis Joseph here, Andrei Trefilov last night, and for Team USA thus far it's been Mike Richter in goal. Just before their team meeting tonight at 7 o'clock, I had a chance to speak with Mike. Mike, congratulations on your wonderful play. John Davidson said you did a lot of work to rehabilitate the groin you hurt in Edmonton last year. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that actually started the day we came home from our Western swing. We played in Calgary, where I got some x-rays and went home for an MRI and was able to get into the compression chamber that we have in New York at our Rye facility. And there's a lot of question on how much that's going to help someone who has an injury, but there really wasn't much I could do other than be passive for about 2 weeks there. So I took advantage of that machine, and it seemed to keep the swelling down a little bit, which helped my rehab a lot. And the trainer there, Jim Ramsey in New York, was just unbelievable. We have great doctors, and they were able to say they didn't need an operation, which was key. And after that, it's just how hard you can work and how much you can put into it and have the groin respond. So I was very, very happy with how it responded. It took a long time, but we did it the right way.
That's super. Neil Smith's going to give you a raise, I'm sure, because he says you got the glint in the eye you had at the All-Star game and during the Stanley Cup. But do you feel that way about your play?
Yeah, I mean, it really makes you appreciate how much, how short the game can be in terms of your career. Yeah, everything was going along really well this year for New York and me personally. And when that happened, suddenly you're threatened with what could be a career-ending injury. You weren't sure, and it makes you think. I was out 8 weeks, and then I re-injured it and was back maybe 2 weeks after that, I think. But it just seemed like forever coming back, and it makes you appreciate every practice, every game. So I was really anxious to return. Patience is not something that I have a lot of when you're out. No athlete really does, and I was able to learn that a little bit in this time. And it was a lot better. If someone had told me I'd have to take 2 months off during the middle of the season when things are going well, it would have been almost impossible for me to comprehend doing that. But it worked out really well. For people really patient with me, and maybe that was the key. It was able to enable me to come back and work hard in the proper way, not push it too much.
That's a good message for all kids who are dealing with injuries. Listen, John Garrett, John Davidson, I'm sure all want to know, when you're playing the Russians, spinning on all cylinders, can you still come out and challenge? It looks as if you are still going after the shooters as much as you ever did.
Yeah, and I think there's a point. I'm a pretty good skater, so I've come out of the net a lot, but it's dangerous, and that's where I can get burned in my particular style, is being too aggressive. You have to, because a guy like, say, Fedorov, for example, has such a good shot and is so good at picking the corners. You want to challenge him. You don't want to give him much net to shoot out on a 2-on-1, for instance, but he's such a good playmaker and sees the ice so well that he can pass around you in a hurry. So, yeah, you're exactly right. You have to play that kind of happy medium of not giving that shooter too much. Make him have a decision to make when he comes down on a 2-on-1, not just say, I'm going to charge out of you, you have no chance for a shot, and have him give it to Kovalev or something for a back door. So, you know, they're just an incredibly talented team, and it's exactly what you want to play as a goaltender. You feel pretty good when you beat them.
One thing certain with that defense, you stopped the first one. There's a good chance it's out of there. Well, good luck, Mike, tomorrow night.
Thank you very much, Ron.
There's Mike Richter of Team USA. They'll, of course, face the Russians in the other semifinal match, and you'll see that nationwide here on the World Cup of Hockey on CBC tomorrow night from Ottawa at 8:18.
All right, and here's the third period at the Core State Center in Philadelphia. Canada 2, Sweden no score. Sweden Won't wait too long. They'll have to pull out a stop or two to get back into this one. A goal would do it. So Canada must be careful. Well, they're away to center on this rush. But Sakic overskates the puck. And Sundin comes in with a shot on the short side, and Joseph stopped that again. Shanahan lifted one up to the line. Kelly Johansson stopped it. Lindros went in. That's called on the offside at Sweden's blue line.
Well, Eric Lindros has played his best game of this tournament. He's had 13 shifts, 5 big hits. He's had 2 scoring chances. He's created 2. He's scored once. And he's been a force on a Canadian team that hasn't had much going in the way of offense. 7 of their forwards have not had a shot on goal, and Eric is the only one that's had more than one.
Messier wins the draw, and Niedermayer, who gave Canada the 2-0 lead with his super goal in the second period, shot it in. Alfredsson swinging back out for Sweden. Stopped by Lemieux. He then bodied the Swedish winger. Puck loose in the center ice area. Niedermayer poked it in over the line. Lemieux stopped it there. Lemieux trying to make a big move, takes the puck away, goes back to the net, leaves it there. Canada pressing now. A long pass to the line. Niedermayer had to go down and stop it with his glove. Lemieux shot it on the boards. Graves and Messier. Out in front of Graves. Lifted one wide on the backhand. Graves again. Blake at the line. Takes the shot. It's deflected and wide of the goal. Forsberg will take his time in his own zone. Canada changing as Forsberg comes out. Stick handles his way to center. Gretzky missed a chance to move in on Anderson. Sweden poke it down the ice. Back out to center. Gretzky flipped it up over the line. And it's shot back to center. Poppy whipped it in again. Popovich around the net. Leading the attack for Sweden. Finds a little bit of room to come in. Dropping it back. And the shot by Sundin stopped again by Curtis Joseph. Near center. Gretzky lost control of it. Canada keep going though. Shot in wide of the net by Linden. And Sweden back out. Sundstrom. Over for Anderson to Sundin. Up there alone. Sundin trying to come in off the wing. Adam Foote took it away from him. And Canada do not get it out. Albaline shot it in front of the net. Sundstrom came close. A little bit off balance and couldn't get a shot. Canada trying to make changes. Quick changes now by Team Canada. Johansson has hit at center ice by Fleury. Desjardins will lead the attack this time. To center. Dumping it in. Brind'Amour on the left side. Here comes Fleury. Hit his man. Puck goes back to Desjardins. Salo the save on that high shot from the defenseman Desjardins. He holds it.
Well, Canada can certainly expect Sweden defensemen to pinch and try and join the rush a little more often than they have in the first 2 periods. Canada has to keep trying to forecheck and stay out of the penalty box and make sure that they never have the third forward trapped to give Sweden any kind of an odd man rush through the neutral zone. Mark Messier playing injured, playing well.
Face off to the left of Tommy Salo. 2-0 Canada, 3 minutes gone at the third period. Loser of the game is out. Winner onto the final. Desjardins shot. Hit a leg in front, it bounced wide of the net. Tommy Albaline starting to play out for Sweden. Fire center where Stevens was waiting for it. Brind'Amour forechecking swiftly. But Sweden will get it out. 3 of them up to center. Nylander moving over the line. Gets the pass in there. Covering on the short side. Joseph centered again. Joseph knocked it away. And it's cleared back down the ice. Curtis Joseph is having a great game for Canada. Nylander lifting one back to the net. It'll be cleared by Stevens. And it went over the boards at Team Canada's bench. And the play is called again. Joseph is great again. It's still 2-0 Canada.
Of the World Cup of Hockey on CBC is brought to you by Chevrolet. Tried, tested, and true. You're watching the World Cup of Hockey on CBC from Philadelphia.
And I'm Bob Cole with Harry Neal in the booth, Ron McLean and Don Cherry along. And happy to have you with us for this game, Canada and Sweden. A win for Canada. They'll meet either the United States or Russia, the best 2 and 3 in the final for the World Cup. They go tomorrow in Ottawa. Nylander at center ice with Yulin. There goes Nylander to pick it up and shoot it back to the net. Canada have to move in a hurry in their own zone. Blake does that, and they get it out. Lindros took a hit at center. He and Nordstrom have been belting each other all night. Lindros getting the better of that, I have to add. Sakic fell. Lindros, short side, he's back of the net and was upended. And Nordstrom is right there on top of him. Sweden will move the puck up in a hurry. Lindstrom got to center. In a little bit too far for Nylander. And Rob Blake back of his own net. The clearing pass gets up to center ice. Sweden was changing. And in they come. Popovich fired one in front of the net, hoping Alfredson could get there. He could not. And Canada will get it out down the ice. Race for it. Messier has it. Waiting for help. Finds it in front. But Salo keeps diving out as Graves was covered and had his stick lifted by Leif Rolin.
A nice play by Leif Rolin. Lindros, as we know, got hit in the thumb by Larionov in the game in Vancouver, and it looks like he's been hit again. And he's in a fair amount of pain on the bench. He had a great opportunity to make it 3-0 right here as he picks up a loose puck from under the feet of Joe Sakic. And does he fall on his thumb when he goes to the ice? Hard to say, but he's looking for help on the bench.
There he is with therapist Ken Lowe, so he's in good hands. Ken Lowe, one of the best in the business. Trying to get a report on Lindros for you, hoping that he, of course, is not seriously injured. This is his first goal in this game. And here's Adam Foote looking for one. Drilled a hard one high. Salo the save, big rebound to Graves, and Messier is open. Messier can't handle it though. And Sweden will bring it out in a hurry. Sundstrom gets to center. Here's Sundin again, trying to break in. He was stopped by Adam Foote, who is solid back there for Canada. Lemieux up to center and over the line, dropping it neatly. Lemieux takes the return pass and to hook it up on the boards and then lost it. Calle Johansson got it ahead. Albolin, the other defenseman, up with a shot, scores! Albolin took the shot just crossing the line. And Joseph, I don't think was ready for it. Got a piece of it, and obviously not enough of it. And Sweden has cut the lead to 2-1.
Well, that was from 50 feet or so out, and Joseph got some of it, but it rolled through, and Tommy Albolin, who I think was just playing it safe by shooting. It was a solo rush. There was nobody else involved, and the shot came right from the blue line. It may have hit the defenseman's stick, but Joseph saw it all the way, and somehow it got through. It certainly did not change direction very much until it hit Joseph. Canada has their hands full now.
Oh, yes.
This is number 6, Calle Johansson, along with number 24, Nicholas Sundstrom. Time 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
5:47. Sweden on the board. Gretzky centers one. And Sweden with a life now. Coming to center, they give it away in the center ice area. Albolin's first goal of the series for Calle Johansson and Sundstrom at 5:47. Sweden attacking. Forsberg dangerous. Coming along the boards, and Desjardins will stay with him. Stevens giving it away in his own zone. Forsberg got it back, but Gretzky comes back to help out. And he gets the puck out and down the ice. Canada trying to make changes again. Sweden all afire now with that goal scored by Albeline. Canada can't attack. Brind'Amour couldn't reach it. Stevens slams it in from center ice. He is heading off. Calle Johansson starting the Swedes back. Brind'Amour stopped the first pass. And Johansson has to drop back. Up by Nylander. Nylander goes on the move, looking for it. He'll get in there first. Joseph knew that, so he got onto the net. Just missed Julien clearing it. Up the center. Brind'Amour into Yzerman. Yzerman right in. And stopped by Salo. On the backhand, Yzerman couldn't score. Rob Blake tossing one in. Fleury and Brind'Amour heading off to the bench. So's Yzerman. Sweden moving it out. Julien bringing it up again for Sweden, and he shoots it in, and there's Joseph to stop it behind the net. Right in front of the goal, Niedermayer. Crowd buzzing on that one. Blake jumps into the rush and backhands it in over the line, and he is going off. Canada in a game now. Sweden coming on here in the third period. They have a goal. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Canada leading. Again, Sweden trailing Finland in the European pool. We're down 2-0 and came back to win it. So a strong third period team. Poking at it at center was Mikael Andersson. Shot it in. They pour in after it. That is big Matt Sundin. Lost his stick. Had his man tied up. Had a foot moved it in a hurry, but Sweden on it. Popovich, the shot deflected wide. And Joseph out to cradle it. He'll hold on to it. 8:27 gone in the third.
Still has that ice bag on his thumb every time he goes to the bench. Looks like he's going to be able to play, but is he 100%? And here's the goal that gives Sweden a real lift. A very rush that's not at all dangerous, and Curtis Joseph just missed it.
Faceoff will come deep in the Canadian zone to the right of Joseph. Sweden winning the draw. Forsberg around the net. Forsberg trying to beat Desjardins. He does not do it. And Garpenlov comes in to help, and he gets it back for a shot. Joseph got that one, knifed it away with his glove hand. Messier can't get it out. Graves does. Lemieux is racing up there after it. It gets it over the line. No icing. That's been waved off. Lemieux touched it. Messier dumping it in. Salo out of the net. Garpenlov swinging to the right. The puck coming the other way first. And now up to Calle Johansson. The defense to the center. Pounds it in off the boards. Swedes are in there first. Beating Canada to the puck now. As we come up to the halfway mark of the third period, we are in a one-goal game. Canada leads 2-1. The winner to move on for the final for the World Cup. Loser, of course, eliminated, and here comes Bergqvist. Got it back. It is center. Gretzky didn't get all of it. To move it outside the line. Sundin back of the goal. Trying to center. It'll be Damphousse giving it to Gretzky. He's out across the line at center into Damphousse. A dandy pass. Back in front. Gretzky can't reach it. He's knocked down trying to get in front close to the net. And the play is stopped with the puck going over the glass.
I mentioned earlier that Lindros got hit by Larionov in Vancouver right near the end of the game on the same hand that he's been favoring tonight. And here it is. This is game one of the round robin. Lindros is in a fair amount of pain there, and he got hit again, but he's played two shifts. Puts the ice on him when he comes to the bench, and puts his glove back on, and here he is, the third shift after he's taken a bit of a rest. Tough to knock this train off the tracks.
And he's out there to take this face-off for Canada against Mikael Nylander. Sweden nearing the halfway mark of the period. Canada 2, Sweden 1. Russia and the U.S. tomorrow in Ottawa. Coffee. No way to shoot it at the net with a big crowd in front of the goal, so he went to the corner. Lindros takes his time, wheels back the other way, gets it back to the net, strong arms his man, comes out trying to jam it in on the wraparound. Shanahan left it off the boards. Sakic forced to go back. Shanahan's high shot into the crowd up behind Tommy Salo.
Some good offensive zone puck control, or cycling as it's now called by this threesome of Lindros, Shanahan, and Sakic. And they seem to be very careful on making wise decisions not to just blindly center the puck and hope they have a teammate in front, because it could result in a 3 or a 4-on-2. And if you try and take Lindros and Shanahan out in the one-on-one defensive zone coverage, you better be pretty good, because these guys are big. They get that little leverage on you, and it's like trying to knock a telephone booth over.
Face off inside. Team Sweden line. Foot shot. Missed the net by a couple of feet. Kept in by Canada. High puck. Nobody made contact. Couple of swings at it. And they get it out. Alfredsson comes up. Leaves it for Johansson. The defenseman dropped it back. Alfredsson shot. The net is knocked off the moorings in behind. Curtis Joseph would stop the shot anyway.
Well, Garpenlov evidently pushed Brind'Amour into the net, so the face-off is going to come outside as the net was dislodged. Johan Garpenlov, career-high 23 goals for Florida last season, and here's the play. Over in the right side, you're going to see it in a second. Brind'Amour back-checking, and there it is right there as Garpenlov flings him into the net, and it'll cost him 60 feet. And possibly puck possession in the offensive zone. 9:31 to go. 2-1 Canada.
Face off outside. Team Canada blue line. Nicholas Sundstrom. Sundin is on the ice again with Mikael Anderson. That's the line for Sweden. And it's been a dangerous looking line. Sundin having 2 or 3 pretty good scoring chances. He managed to stop him. And that's something because he has been hot in this tournament coming into this game. 2-1, Canada leading.
We will match it. Guaranteed.
Swedish players up for this one now. Al Bolin getting a goal here at 5:47. This third period from the captain, Calle Johansson and Sundstrom.
Well, Kent Forsberg is going right to 2 lines now by the look of it. Forsberg's line once and right back with Sundin.
Long shot by Desjardins, rattled off the boards to the right of Tommy Salo. Sweden 3 players back to start the clearing play. And they do get it out over the line, but here's Lindros coming back in again. And he's spun around trying to chase the puck. Canada on it. Centering pass is intercepted. And Desjardins has to wait till everybody clears the zone. Then he gave it to Forsberg. He's up along the boards on the right. Forsberg kicked it into the corner. Sakic takes his man in on the boards, but Forsberg again got it back. Al Bolin shot it in around the net. Here comes Calle Johansson. Sharp angle, so no shot at the goal. Back of the goal. Alfredsson coming back out with it. Throw it into Forsberg. Sakic is on him. And he knows his style. Stays right with him. And they get a face-off. Team Canada territory to the left of Curtis Joseph. 8 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the third period. 2-1 Canada. Tomorrow, Burrell Center in Ottawa. The scene for Russia and Team USA. And the fight to go on to the World Cup final. That's at 8 o'clock Eastern on the CBC network.
It'll be a beauty, won't it?
Yes. Russia coming alive. The crowd getting behind Canada here in Philadelphia, where it's 2-1. Team Canada coming up to the 12-minute mark in the third period. But Sweden showing signs of coming on here in the third. They have the only goal so far in this period. Al Bolin got it. Back to 5:47. Pettersson comes back in his own zone beat.